Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Hello, badass manifestors. How we feeling? How we feeling? I am so pumped for our episode today because I am getting to talk to a past QCA student who has really made a whole life transformation. She used to have a high-flying career in financial services. She was working alongside the C-suite of large multinational organizations, and on paper, she had it all, but inside was a completely different story. She was suffering from severe burnout and felt like she had just hit a wall that she really didn't see herself coming back from. And she realized through her experience of burnout and the steps that she took afterwards that she was actually meant to step into her entrepreneurial dream, which she had back in college that she totally forgot about, and gave up for this corporate world that seemed so great at the time. And now she's really living her dream as a coach, making money, changing lives, and helping other people defeat burnout. And she's really inspiring. And not only that, but she's now a mentor coach inside of the Quantum Coaching Academy. So she has a really unique lens that she brings to her experience. She's going to share with you how she not only got clients right away after coming into QCA, but she shares how she actually got her return on investment before the program was even over. And her story is very inspiring. And if you're someone who is looking to make that big leap, big transition, you're going to be crazy inspired by this episode. And I'm really excited to finally bring on Emma Matthews. Welcome, Emma Matthews.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi. I'm so excited that you're here. As I shared in the intro, that Emma has quite the journey, and now she is not only a quantum coach helping so many people, you are also a mentor coach in QCA. So I'm so lucky to have you.
And it's been amazing going from kind of student to mentor. I've absolutely loved that journey.
Oh my gosh. So I'm sure someone listening who is like, wow, how did she go from student to mentor would be curious, which we'll get into in the episode. But just can you share what your journey has been like stepping into the coaching industry, like really setting your foundation here, and then and how you've grown your business?
Yeah. So I guess if we go back, it's over 5 years ago now, I was a senior manager in the banking industry. I hit burnout at 100 miles an hour, didn't see it coming. And the time I had out when I was recovering from burnout just made me realize I cannot go back to that life. It was almost like I had new glasses that I was looking at the world through, and I thought, there is no way I can go back to 18-hour days in an office doing work that I don't love. So that for me ignited my kind of entrepreneurial passion. And initially I kind of fell across the personal development world in a sales program, ended up setting up a sales agency. But what I was actually doing was coaching at that point. And it just took me a few years to realize that it was the coaching that I loved.
Wow. Wait, hold on. I have a question. So when you were working in the bank, like doing your job there, did you always have this entrepreneurial spirit in you? Because I feel like a lot of people in corporate, they're like hardcore corporate people. They don't necessarily have that entrepreneurial dream.
Yeah. So if I go back to thinking about my time at school, I always had this sense of I'd love to have my own business, but I mistakenly thought I had to develop the next like amazing product, like a Dyson or something like that. And that's what being an entrepreneur was. I didn't have that person that role modeled what I could do with entrepreneurial kind of
Yeah.
mindset. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really until I burned out that I reconnected with, actually, I think I was always meant to be an entrepreneur, and I just
Wow.
fell into banking because I was at a school that was all about the grades, that was all about the good uni, that was all about the grad scheme. And then you wake up a decade or so later and go, whose life am I living?
Mm. I actually feel like that's so common. Like it's so, so, so common. And I mean, I don't want to say good for you for switching gears. It's not like you had a choice because you were severely burnt out. And I know that that's what you actually help a lot of people with, is
Yeah.
not getting to that point or what they do past that point. So, okay. So you did have that urge and you finally were like, okay, let's go for it. And I know your burnout was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was the kind of can't get out of bed, can't think, can't function, having panic attacks. It was absolute, yeah, crazy. I found myself in front of a psychiatrist in the mental health system and just thought, how did I get to this point when one minute I'm kind of running part of a bank, responsible for a lot of things, and then next minute kind of getting up, getting dressed is difficult. It was crazy.
And I mean, in that state, getting like really barely being able to think and all of that, you kind of realize that no amount of money can keep you there. Like it's just not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I just had been so disconnected from my body. I didn't realize the impact that working in that environment was having on my health. And it was that real wake up call of, you can't keep doing this. I think in some ways I was lucky that I burned out relatively young, but I think had I continued in that environment, I would have been that person that kind of hit middle age, heart attack, all the things happening. So
Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I do feel like it's really valuable and relevant because someone might be listening right now that feels that way. And if you do, like Emma is living proof that you can change your life. You can change your trajectory. You can live your purpose. And I'm curious for you, was that scary? Like how scary was it to, I mean, I'm sure you had, I don't know, but I'm assuming you had some savings to fall back on, or I don't
yeah.
know, but like, was it scary to be like, okay, I'm not working here anymore and I'm going after this and I'm opening up this sales agency? Like that was your first thing that you did.
Yeah. It was so scary because I didn't really understand what was happening to me at first. And back in those days, we're talking 2017, there wasn't the awareness of burnout that there is now. So I was in the mental health system. They were talking about all of these things that didn't make any sense to me. And I didn't really know how to come out the other side. I think the thing that helped was knowing I couldn't go back to how things were. I was lucky in that I had some sick leave time. I think it's a bit more generous in the UK than in the US, but it was still a massive leap to go, actually, I'm not going back to that amazing benefits package. I'm setting something on my own, but I just thought if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
Wow. So brave. So, so, so brave. Well, I'm so glad you did, because look at you now. Look at you now. So, okay. So continue on. You did it. And as you said, you did some personal development and it led you to opening up a sales agency, but you ended up realizing that you were coaching people the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was basically my toe dip into the water. I'd been Googling how to make money online, got hit with a load of Facebook ads, found myself in a program that really helped me with my own recovery because I learned about things like growth mindset, visualization, all of those things. And then just was able to start working in a way that gave me the space still to recover. So at that point, I could talk, I could hold conversations, I could kind of be a baby coach, but things like my maths ability took me a while to get all of that back after burnout. So it was something that, yeah, just was the right thing for me at the time. But 2 years into it, I suddenly realized I was making brilliant money. I was working with amazing businesses all over the world, but actually I wanted to have my business where I wasn't just kind of getting the sale and then people handing over to the business. I wanted to be with them through a transformation. And that's where I got super interested in coaching.
Wow. Okay. That kind of leads into like what you do now with us too.
Yeah.
So how did you follow that nudge to, I feel like you're really good at following nudges. So like when you were like, okay, I'm really gonna start my own coaching, you made that decision. And then
Yeah.
what happened? Like you saw an ad for QCA, or like were you looking at other schools? Like, had you been through other programs? Like, tell me a little bit about that process for you.
Yeah, so I went into it really gently because I still had quite a lot of healing to do myself. So actually, I got started by just blogging about my experiences with burnout and writing a book. That's where it all started with me. It was kind of
No big deal. Just wrote a book. All good.
Yeah, so I
Casual.
came from a content sharing perspective, not realizing that kind of, where are we now, probably 2-3 years on from those blogs that I wrote. That's how I get all my clients now. They kind of Google, find my stuff, and then become my clients. So it felt like a really slow way to get used to sharing my story with the world. And then I started training and coaching, did a few different programs, but it wasn't until I kind of found QCA that I felt like the professional coach and the accreditation with the International Coaching Federation was a really big thing for me, because I knew I wanted to do a lot of work with corporates and that would be important.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I love that. So there's like a nugget in here for everyone listening. There's a lot of nuggets, but there's really one that I want to point out right now that Emma shared. That is, she started sharing content for free because it's just part of her purpose. She was like, I went into it gently. And my interpretation when you say that is like, you were passionately blogging about this because you had been through this. So you were just giving value and giving information and trying to help people through this blog. And that's so important to note, because when something's your purpose, you can't not do it. And you have to share the information. You have to share the messages that's inside of you. That's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. I can kind of resonate with that, where like the podcast is like the blog for me, where it's like, I'm just sharing because I have to, it's in me. And like, I feel like it's also in you. And that's how you're getting your clients, or how you do get some clients, a lot of clients, because it's from that energy. So if you're just starting out, just start somewhere like that, where you're just giving for free from your heart because it's your purpose and you have to. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, 100%. And I remember just when I was Googling, and I never found those resources that helped me and spoke to me in the way that I wanted to help other people. And I thought, well, if I could just help 1 or 2 people, and then kind of fast forward several years and you realize the impact you've had, and it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. Wow. That is mind blowing. And I like that too. Like you were looking for resources that weren't there.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm going to create the resources I wish I had.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay. Also do that. Everyone listening. Also do that. Wow. So good. So beautiful. So as you were you someone that had been listening to the podcast for a long time and was like, oh, QCA, or you were someone who literally never met me, never heard of QCA, and you were like, I'm in?
Yeah. So basically, I was in a Facebook group, and I just decided that I wanted to go for an ICF accredited coaching program. I don't know whether I saw a conversation that got surfaced, or if I was searching in the group about coaching programs. And then you had written a response to someone else who was looking for one. And I just felt this ping. I was like, let me go check out Ashley, find out all the things, read the sales page, was like, this is it. And I think I literally had a call with you a day or 2 before the next live round started. So it was
wow.
super, super quick.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. It's so cool. Because I remember you saying too on our call or afterwards, you were like, this is a full body yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that feeling, for our students to have, to know that this is their next step. So I'm so glad you somehow found us, because it's been such a blessing in so many ways. So for someone who has been through other programs, you had been through other coaching programs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For someone who's been through other programs and then went through QCA, I would love for you to make some sort of, I don't want to say comparison, but comparison on just the experience that you had, and what stands out to you the most about QCA.
I think the main thing with QCA is it's the only program you will ever need, because it is so in depth and there's the real transformative tools that just absolutely wow your clients. I think what I'd done before, I felt like I was a good coach, but then suddenly I went, I guess quantum is a good way of describing it. And it was like, I am so confident in what I can do. And I feel like I've got this toolbox of tools that I can pull on for different types of clients. I feel super legit because it's recognized by the International Coaching Federation. And I've also got support with the business side of things, which has got even more epic since I graduated from QCA. So it felt very holistic. And then the community was next level for me. I'm still in touch with my peer coach, my peer client, other people that I went through the cohort with. We cheer each other on. I've had people I've interviewed them for my audience and vice versa. And it's this whole ecosystem.
That's so awesome. I love that you said it took me quantum. Like, yes, that is it. Oh, thank you for describing it that way. I feel like it makes me so happy. And it's funny because I reposted something that you posted, and your peer coach, Judith, commented, because she thought she was commenting on your thing, and she was just cheering you on so hard. It was because you had officially received your PCC with the ICF, International Coach Federation. And she was just cheering you on. And she's like, so you really, you make such good friends inside of this program, colleagues, people that you can brainstorm with, people that you can support, people that really want to see you win too. So I love that. I was like, I think you're meaning to talk to Emma, but hi, Judith. It was cute. It was very cute. Amazing. So tell me a little bit about your business growth. So you have, you're full-time in your business, and since graduating QCA, and I know while you were in QCA, you were celebrating getting corporate clients. And tell me a little bit about, some of the growth and expansion that you've seen in your business. Like, have you made I think a lot of people want to know too. I know I'm stacking questions. Have you made your ROI back on QCA?
Oh yeah, I did that, I think, whilst I was still in the program. It happened really quickly. And whenever I'm talking to people about QCA, the way I describe it is it's almost like I got this big jolt of energy when I came in, and suddenly I was like, I'm going to share on social media, talk about my journey. I was just so excited to share the tools that I was learning, because I felt their effects on me. And I think it just magnetized people towards me. I remember every time I went into my social media accounts, there were businesses reaching out saying, could you come in, do some presentations for us? I had private clients reaching out saying, how do I work with you? And it was just electric.
Wow. So that is literally the definition of big coach energy, magnetizing success to you. And it was almost like it came out of the woodwork, but you were putting yourself out there.
I was, yeah, definitely. It was almost like I was in this, I don't know, like incubator, and I was just all about it and felt so excited to share about it. And I think that really comes across when you can see someone's genuinely excited, wants to help you, versus kind of that energy of I'm showing up because I feel like I have to, and it's forced. Yeah.
That is very true. That is very, very, very true. Because I've been on both ends and agree 100%. Oh my gosh. I think this is so helpful for people listening that are like considering it or scared to make the investment. Were you at all scared to invest in QCA? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really normal when you're making a serious business investment to feel that kind of, oh, this is a bit scary. And I quite like that feeling because it shows that you're growing, you're making bold moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
always a little bit scary, and I just think it's almost like leaping off a cliff, but you've got such an amazing QCA parachute
Yeah, I
that
love
helps you
that.
land in a good place.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good metaphor. I love that so much. So, okay, so a lot of people that come into QCA, they do really care about our accreditation with the International Coach Federation.
Yeah.
And just to explain it to everyone listening, it's basically a federation that quote unquote regulates the industry. Like there's no regulation in the industry, but they're the roots. Like they're the yeah, how would you describe it? I'm blanking right now. They
Yeah,
are,
they're the most recognized
yeah,
accreditation body in the coaching industry, completely global, and
yeah,
I think they were there first, or they're at least the most well known.
yeah. Thank you. They are. And it was really important for me when I first started coaching to be accredited with them. And it was also important for me to have a program that is aligned with like the gold standard in coaching. And they do, if you ever have a vision of working in corporate, they do want you to have that ICF insignia accreditation on your name, because they want you to, yeah, just legitimize yourself. And it really does that. It really puts you above the rest. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. It's just that quality mark that you've been through really high quality training, you know your stuff. And in an industry that's unregulated, I think that's really important. And the thing I loved about QCA is you get all of the mental coaching and the training hours to get the middle level of accreditation with the ICF, which is quite unusual. Lots of coaching programs are just the first level. And I don't know, I just like the fact that I could get to PCC level 2.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. So there are levels. There's ACC, which is an associate
Certified coach. Yeah.
certified coach. Wow. My brain this morning is, I'm not finished my coffee yet, everyone. I'm just letting you know. And then there's PCC, which is professional certified coach. And then there's MCC, which is master certified coach. And so we certify at the PCC level for the ICF, which I'm super proud of. I'm super, super proud of the application process to be able to have your program accredited with the ICF is like, it's insane. It took years to do. So, yeah, we're really proud that we offer that, and so proud of you for going for that and watching our students have their PCC next to their name or their ACC next to their name. It's really a proud coach mom moment for sure.
Yeah. And for
So,
me, I just decided this is what I want to do.
yeah,
So it felt really good to have a program that I can kind of go through the levels with. And I know master coach is in my not too distant future with the amount of coaching I do.
I am so with you on that. So with you on that. We'll go for that together.
Yeah.
So with that, with the PCC, so part of our program is you get a mentor coach, which is someone who is at the PCC level, who has graduated either from QCA at that level or from another program at that level. And we have, the best mentor coaches in the industry, I have to say. And Emma happens to be one of them. So because she is PCC and has completed so many hours, and we know how amazing of a coach she is now mentoring inside of the Quantum Coaching Academy. So happy for that.
It's amazing. I absolutely love doing it. It's hard to describe what a proud moment it is when you see someone go through that journey, particularly from beginner coach to their certified through QCA. It's like, wow, amazing.
It really is so incredible to watch someone go from like completely doubting themselves, who has never ever coached before, just like giving advice to friends on the phone. They're that person that everyone goes to then really stepping into like, oh no, I know how to coach, and I'm gonna transform your whole life, those quotes that are like, hang out with me and your whole life will change kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's very true for all of our QCA students. Like, hang out here, your whole life will change, and then you'll go out and you'll change other people's lives. That's our vibe.
exactly.
So share with everyone. I know that you've been really creative with the way that you have monetized different aspects of your business. And I think a lot of people are curious about, there's so many different ways. There's programs you can lead, there's master classes, there's workshops, there's webinars, there's this, there's that, there's in-person stuff, there's corporate stuff. How do you figure out as a coach and which direction to go in?
Yeah, such a good question. And I think going back a few years, I was very much that person that bought all the programs on how to monetize your business and was taught there were these really specific ways. And what I've learned in the years since, it's about finding that way that's aligned for you with your energy, with how you like to show up. So I started off, well, initially it was sharing free content. Then I started working with some clients one-on-one for shorter periods of time. Then gradually over time, I became more confident offering longer one-on-one packages. Then I branched into group work, masterclasses, going into corporates to do presentations, which I monetized. I now have a particular type of client who I have a kind of text and voice note relationship with, where there isn't a need for the deeper sessions. I get passive income from courses that I've created over the years that initially I ran live and now I sell the recordings. So many different things that I do. Majority is online. I love being able to work across kind of countries and cultures. Yeah.
Wow. It really does show the possibilities. The possibilities are endless when you step into this business. And I think that's a huge fear that stops people, where they're like, I want to do this, but what if I don't actually make anything of it? And I think it goes back to what you said before. It's like, once you just make that decision, you're doing it, you start to show up and you start to make it happen. And then it branches out and creates all these different, kind of like a web in a way, of all these different monetization avenues to really bring in abundance through this one investment that you made in becoming a coach.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing I love is it's my business. As my interests and energy and things shift over time, I can shift how my business runs, which I never had that flexibility in corporate. It was kind of, you show up, sell your soul to us. This feels much more freeing and flexible, which I love.
That's so beautiful. And it's so true. But I'm so happy that you've kind of created that. Oh, it makes me think about how a lot of times we put ourselves in boxes, right? And we think we have to do it one way, like the corporate box, but it can also happen in your business where you think, oh, I have to do it just this way. Like maybe a course told you to do it one way. And then you realize that actually that's not aligned with you. And it is a lot of trial and error when you start your business. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, completely. And the main thing is kind of what meaning you're attaching to things. I think early days, it was kind of, I promoted something once and then I was like, never signed up, it's a flop. And then you realize it's just not how things work. People are busy. You need to kind of share things in different ways multiple times, and everything works if you're consistent and you're aligned with it.
Consistent and aligned. That is so true. No truer words there. Oh my gosh. Okay. What else do you want to say about your journey with QCA, being a mentor coach, anything else you feel called to share, even with your own business, what you're working on right now?
Yeah, so from a QCA perspective, the other thing that was really important to me was the ethics side of things. And so I love the fact that QCA talks about diversity and inclusion. There's a lot of support with navigating the boundary between coaching and therapy, and having Jenna Teague there as kind of a co-presenter with you, co-trainer, was for me so supportive, because the niche I work in, it can be quite grey with burnout when someone needs to be with a therapist versus a coach, or maybe have both of those modalities helping them. So
Yeah,
that
Jenna,
was super great.
just so everyone knows, Jenna is co-facilitator and director of education at QCA, and she is a psychotherapist as well. So she's a great resource when those questions come up of, what is this? Is this therapy? Is it coaching? And great. I'm so glad that was supportive to you.
Yeah, absolutely love that.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, I cut you off there. So you're saying in QCA, and then as a mentor, coach, and then in your business too. What are you working on?
So as a mentor coach right now, we literally just had the presentations where this Sunday people were in groups doing a group coaching session for us, which was amazing. They were absolutely brilliant, weren't they?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so transformative.
So
yeah, so that's brilliant. And then in business, I'm at the moment kind of working with an amazing group of private clients, and people are finding me mainly through Googling on the internet, which feels really good. So I'm probably doing a bit less social media these days. I'm getting a bit more time off, travel. I've just got back from Disney, which was great. So yeah.
Wow. You're just lit up. I think it's so beautiful just to watch your transformation and how free you are now in your life, and how, if you ever feel those feelings come up, do you ever feel burnout come up in your own business? Is that something that's gone, or is it something that could creep in at certain points? Where are you at with that?
Yeah, I'm super aware of how I'm feeling now, and I adjust things quite quickly. Plus, I have a coach, I have a therapist, so I invest a lot in my own mental health, also in my physical health as well, because I've realized if I'm not feeling great, suddenly the business is less fun, there's more pushing and forcing. So yeah, I change things up quite a lot now, and love being in an environment where I can do that.
Yeah, it's so awesome. It's so awesome. I mean, Emma, your whole life has transformed. Everything about it is different. And it's all because you decided that you're not going to live that way anymore. You made that really powerful decision. And of course, burnout brought you to that place, but ultimately you could have gone back, and you decided not to. You decided to live your purpose and live your calling and do the thing that you want to do. Each step got you there to this point. And what would you say to someone who has that dream to change their life, to create that whole life transformation, that feels scared or feels like just stuck in fear around it?
Yeah, I think the first thing is trust yourself that you're meant for great things. And if you wouldn't have those dreams and that feeling if it wasn't meant for you. And then secondly, find a community that shows you what's possible and supports you on that journey. It took me a long time to find my communities, and I think I could have kind of supercharged things even faster if I found those aligned communities earlier on for me. So
Great advice. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so thank you. I have to ask, what makes Emma a badass manifester?
trusting myself, I would say. It is that piece around now, whenever I feel a ping or a pull towards something, I just trust that I can make it happen, because I've got so much evidence that that's what happens when I get really clear on what I want, and I stay in tune with myself, the feedback that I'm getting from my body, pings from the universe. And yeah, I've followed the breadcrumbs so far, and it's worked out really well. So continue to do that.
Follow the breadcrumbs. Follow the breadcrumbs. I love that. And Emma is a mentor coach inside of QCA. As we said, she's also doing our application calls. So if you apply to the Quantum Coaching Academy, you very well could be meeting with Emma on your application call. So want to give a shout out to anyone that you're going to talk to on that call?
Yeah, super looking forward to speaking with you. And I just love those calls. They feel like a really supported conversation. We're not pushy. It's just kind of getting to know you, your dreams, and creating lots of space for questions, because It's important that it's a full body yes. Even if you're a bit scared, nervous, that's normal. But yeah, we know when something's aligned.
Yes, that's such a good point. And I love that Emma does the application calls now alongside of myself and Jenna, because um, it's really great that you're a past student, because you have a different angle, a different lens. People can ask you questions and you'll answer probably from a different lens than I would answer. And I think it's really valuable to them to get that insight. So if you are ready to submit your application, book your call, you can book it with Emma. So exciting. And what I love too, that you said in the beginning with like when you were putting people through, you were doing the sales for your company and then giving them to, the companies to take them through the transformation. And I feel like here you get to, do the application call. And if they join, then you get to also see them through the transformation, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, I do absolutely love that. I've loved that with this round where, I had some chats with people end of last year and now they're absolutely amazing coaches, killing it. And it's just like, that all came from trusting yourself to say yes in that moment.
Boom. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, your heart, your love, your journey with us. We so appreciate it. I so appreciate it. And where can everyone connect with you, find you, work with you, all the things?
Yeah, so I like hanging out on Instagram. There I'm at Emma Matthews _coaching. My website's defeatburnout.com. You can drop me a note at emma@defeatburnout.com. And I'll point you in the right direction.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, everyone listening. And DM us if you have any questions, what your takeaway was. If you resonate so much with Emma's journey, message her, let her know. And if you have any questions about QCA, we're here to support you always. All right. Until next time. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to our episode today. And if you feel called to apply to the Quantum Coaching Academy, the link is in the show notes. Do so. Get on a team call with Emma, possibly. She is based in the UK. If you're listening from the UK, you'll have really good time zones availability for her call. You just have to apply in order to book your call, and we can't wait to support you. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.